Okay, number 2. Multiply 14 by multiples of 10 to complete the table. All right, let's look. Here are the multiples of 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And here is when we multiply them by 14. 10 times 14 is 140, right? We just do 1 times 14 and add the 0. 2 times 14 is 280. We do 2 times 14 and add the 0. What about for 30 times 14? Well, I'm going to do 14 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Put down the 2, carry the 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 42. And then I'm going to add what? A 0, right? Because I'm not multiplying by 3, I'm multiplying by 30. So I'm going to make it 420. And remember, I could check my work by saying 280 plus 140 is 420. Same thing here. I'm going to multiply 14 times 4, and then I'll add a 0. So here we go. 14 times 4. The first thing I do is 4 times 4. 16. Put down my 6, carry the 1 to the tens place. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. 56. What do I need to add at the end? A 0. Then here we have 50 times 14 is 170, which makes sense because if I added 140 more, I'd get 700. And then last but not least, I need to do 60 times 140. I'm sorry, 60 times 14. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set it up. 14 times 6. You're going to find the answer. And then you're going to add a 0 and write it here. Now, it asks you to write a multiple of 10 from the table to show the best partial quotient to start with for each division problem below. So this is the important thing to remember, to start with. So we're not doing an estimate, because if we were doing an estimate, it would be okay if it was a little bit larger. But because we're thinking about to start with, it has to be so that it wouldn't go over. Remember up here his estimate was a little too high, so it was too big. So let's look. 462 divided by 14. Well, could I do 560? No, that's too big. So 40 would be too big of a multiple of 10 to start with. Could I start with 420? I could, because 420 is less than 462, but when I go up to 40, it's too big. So the best partial quotient to start with would be 30. And when they mean to start with, that means that down here I would write 14 times 30, and that the number I would subtract is 420. Okay, let's look at this one. 350. Think in your head, where do you see? 140? That's really small. 280? I bet I can go bigger. 420? Uh-oh, that's bigger than 350. So the biggest multiple of 10 I can use is 20. And remember, if I were to do my partial quotients, here I would write 14 times 20, and I would subtract 280. Okay. 14 divided by 798. Well, 140, way too small. 280, way too small. 420, too small. 560, too small. 700, too small. 60? I don't know. This one I'm going to let you figure out because you found this number. So if this number is bigger than 798, you know to start with the 50. If it's smaller than 798, then you could start with 60. Remember to write down here too, 14 times whatever number you showed, and show what number you would subtract. Last but not least, D. Look up here and find what partial quotient would be the best one to start with. Remember, if the product is more than 588, you need to choose a smaller one.